Welcome to Take Break. Tonight we step into a world where the night never truly falls, and a lone meeting could change everything. Last time we followed a hidden code in an ancient manuscript, and today we pick up a thread that leads straight into the heart of a war-torn city. Carrie Donaldson, a seasoned editor, sits alone nursing a steaming cup, the glow of the candle barely cutting through the perpetual daylight that has ruled Earth for 13 years. A nervous counterman, apron rustling, slides a damp towel across the polished surface, trying to keep the place spotless despite the unease humming in the air. The counterman leans in, voice low, reminding Carrie that curfew is closing in and the night police will be patrolling soon. Suddenly, a searing white flash erupts beyond the cafe's glass, momentarily outshining the candle and casting the room into a stark, otherworldly glare. The sudden white glare washes over the street, but Carrie barely flinches. He keeps his posture, his gaze steady, as if the flash were just another flicker in the endless day. For 13 years the world has never known night. The sky stays lit, a relentless daylight that never wanes. Endless daylight is a side effect of the endless war. With every faction fighting, darkness has been a luxury no one can afford. A newcomer pushes through the doorway, his steps quiet but purposeful. He moves straight to the counter, eyes scanning the empty seats. Carrie folds the newspaper, the headline glaring back at him, but he buries his face in the ink, searching for a clue hidden between the lines. He flips his wrist, the watch ticking down. Half an hour left before the curfew shuts the streets, and the pressure tightens. Carrie flips through the Times telegram, his mind racing back to the cryptic message he'd received. Meet a stranger, no words, just a look. The note warned him to stay silent, no matter what. For half a decade, Carrie's been the eyes and ears of the Times telegram, polishing copy and catching every hidden angle. He knows the paper inside out, each line a potential clue. His gaze lands on the bold headline proclaiming a moon base is finally possible, a story that should have sparked hope. But the words feel hollow, like a promise that never left the launch pad. The article quickly reveals the truth. The lunar program was scrapped after a string of disastrous attempts. No rocket has yet broken Earth's grip, and the dream fizzles into dust. The piece recounts how the Free Americas, the Asian Alliance, and United Earth once raced like wolves for the same silver prize, each willing to crush the other for a foothold on the moon. Even now, scientists admit a basic problem remains. No known fuel can push a craft past Earth's relentless pull. The sky stays a cage, and the stars remain out of reach. Earlier that day, Carrie's quiet routine was shattered by an impossible call. The voice on the line belonged to Ben Thrusher, a scientist who had already been declared dead. The words on the other end hinted at secrets no living person could know. The article confirmed what the call had hinted. Ben Thrusher had perished in a mysterious accident. The report offered no details, only a vague description of a sudden explosion at a remote testing site. It left more questions than answers. Thrusher hadn't been just any scientist. He was the chief architect behind Earth's rocket programs. His designs had pushed the limits of propulsion, promising a leap toward the moon. In the war, his expertise made him a coveted and dangerous asset. Investigations linked Thrusher's death to the ongoing war with the alien Ferrix. His last project involved a propulsion system that could outmaneuver their nighttime attacks. The accident, officially labeled as a mishap, raised whispers of sabotage. The counterman lowered his voice, reminding Carrie that the curfew was closing in. The night police will be on the streets soon, he warned, eyes flicking toward the window. The warning hung heavy, a reminder that time was running out. A young newcomer stepped up, his voice low but urgent. What happens if we miss the curfew? He asked, glancing at the locked door. His question cut straight to the heart of Carrie's secret meeting. A nervous voice cuts through the quiet, introducing himself as Lewis Fallon. The name hangs in the stale air, signaling that the secret meeting has finally begun. Carrie pushes back his chair, rises, and replies, Carrie Donaldson. His voice steadies, matching the weight of the moment. A flash of memory crosses Carrie's face. Louis is the contact he'd been waiting for, the one who arranged this covert rendezvous. Louis leans forward, eyebrows raised, and mutters, "I thought you'd bail." Doubt spikes the tension in the room. The clock ticks toward curfew. Each second feels louder than the last, and the cafe's empty chairs seem to close in. Beyond the grimy window, the blinding white light grows brighter, spilling an otherworldly glow across the floor, as if the night itself were on fire. Carrie flips the paper over, eyes scanning the headline once more. The glow from the candle catches the ink as he searches for any clue hidden in the story. His gaze lands on a stark headline. Farragut atrocities spark curfew crackdown. The words feel like a warning, echoing the tension already humming in the room. Around them, the stools sit empty, each one a reminder of how alone they truly are. The silence presses in, making the ticking minutes feel louder. The counterman goes about his chores, towel in hand, oblivious to the undercurrent of danger. His routine creates a stark contrast to the nervous energy at the table. Carrie feels the weight of the secret mission settle like a stone in his chest. Every second ticking toward curfew now feels heavier, as if the fate of more than just himself hangs in the balance. Louis leans in, voice low, and drops the urgent news about the Farraguts. The information he shares could change everything, and the clock is still ticking. A low, mournful wail slices through the stillness, the night police announcing their approach. The sound rolls down the empty street, echoing off the cafe's cracked tiles. Carrie glances at his watch, then back at the door. He tightens his coat and decides he won't walk away, no matter the danger. With a swift motion, Louis slides a tiny data chip from his jacket, the metal catching the candle's glow. He leans in, voice barely above a breath, and reveals a secret plan to launch a covert mission to the moon, a chance the world thought lost. The blinding white glare outside shudders, then steadies, bathing the cafe in an unearthly glow that seems to freeze time. At the exact moment the curfew strikes, the cafe's doors clang shut, sealing everyone inside as the night police draw near. Carrie and Louis lock eyes, a silent agreement passing between them. Their faces, caught in the narrow beam, betray a shared resolve. Nothing else matters as the curfew minutes tick down. A hush settles over the room, broken only by the soft rustle of paper. Every glance, every breath feels weighted with the secret they carry. The cafe itself seems to hold its breath, waiting for what comes next. The night police draw near, their sirens echoing down the empty street. The cafe's door locks with a heavy clang, sealing the two conspirators inside. Their fate now hangs on the seconds before the breach. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Take Break, turn on notifications, and share it with a friend who loves a good story.